You're watching Horror News Network. I'm going to video you.
Okay.
Can you tell us your name and what you do on the show?
My name's Jonathan Scarfe. I play Axel Miller on Van Helsing. He's, let me tell you who Axel Miller is.
Just go ahead and talk. I know he's a gun shooting kind of guy, and he's an action kind of guy.
Yeah. So, we discover our heroine in that show, having been in a coma for like 3 weeks or 3 years through the beginning of the apocalypse, and I've been the guy assigned to keep her alive that whole time.
So is it, how when the script came to you, what was your first impression? Was it pitched to you, or was it kind of a basic cold read?
No. The first I heard of it, Chad Oakes and I had worked together on Hell on Wheels, and he called me up and said, "So look, I got this show, it's Van Helsing, it's a vampire show, kind of like The Walking Dead, post-apocalypse." And then he said the words Neil LaBute, and I said, "Oh, seriously? Okay, yeah, well, send it to me. Let me see."
So was your first thought, I get to curse a lot?
Yeah, just have like a weird sort of relationship with women. No, I just knew it'd be interesting. I just knew he was going to, have an interesting twist on the genre and the characters, and that the kind of, traits and his whole kind of skewed view of humanity. It was going to be populated with really interesting characters. That's all that meant to me.
I don't want to dive in with your questions. I don't want to.
So many questions. In the show, having not seen it in the show, what differentiates it from other type of shows in the show?
Well, I mean, I think they've taken all of the mythology, all of the vampire mythology that we're all familiar with, them being immortal and them, hating garlic and holy water being an issue and all that kind of stuff. They've kind of thrown most of that stuff out the window. And tried to redefine it a little bit, just using the bits and pieces, cherry picking the bits and pieces that they like the best. And again with Neil, the thing that separates the show a little bit, because it's a genre show and it's filled with all the stuff that we want to see, and there's tons of action, there's tons of gore and blood and all that stuff. But at the same time, like what Walking Dead does so well, is they've built these characters and they put them in this situation. That's fascinating to see how they evolve and how they contend with not just the fact that there's things trying to kill them all the time, but also that they're redefining their own humanity a little bit in a world where the rules have all changed.
Mentioning Walking Dead, and watching the trailer, there's a definite Walking Dead vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's a cool thing, because it's a very popular genre and it's doing very well. Mm-hmm. And I think it seems like you can really, it's a good marriage with the content. But that being said, you also want to make yourselves original and differentiate yourselves. So since you're kind of following that path,
right.
How is it different? Like, how would you sell your show personally?
Well, if that model's similar, where you're looking at a show that's post-apocalyptic and that there's something, whether it's zombies or vampires that are trying to kill you, again, that's just the sort of motivating fulcrum that you can then go and tell these human stories, with. So,
if I could interject more with it, like, so for Walking Dead, you've got, given this circumstance, you follow a small band of characters and you're constantly with them.
Right.
What is Van Helsing?
And they find bigger and bigger communities and stuff like that. We're very similar. There is a small group of core characters that you're following for the majority of that first season. It's not until very near the end of the first season that we even leave the confines of the hospital that we've been holed up in. Characters have come and gone from there, but we have been sort of stuck in this one place, defending it for a long period of time. Once we get out there in the world, then we do start to find other pockets of resistance and other pockets of humanity, and you start to discover what's actually happening out there in the world, because the thing we're not seeing that you can't do in The Walking Dead is that the zombies are just zombies. These vampires, there's all kinds of different ones. They've got different factions. They're warring with each other. They've got different things in mind about how they're going to run the world that they've now taken over, how they're going to use their human resources, how they're going to, the agriculture versus the sort of the feral caveman kind of vampires that are out there that don't have any kind of society. But
So there's different factions of vampires in terms of intelligence, organization.
yeah, and even their sort of physical evolution, whether they've fed on animals or whether they've fed on pure human blood, whether they're the part of the original batch of ancient ones or whether they're part of this new breed since the Rising. So yeah, there's all sort of different strains of them.
There's a lot of action in this. What did you do to prepare for all that action?
Just tons of donuts. It's just all donuts all the time. It's great. They call me up there like, we need you to just take it easy for a while, would you? No, I mean, I was really excited about that. I hadn't done all that much in terms of action-based show, so the fact that we got to do all these stunts, and yeah, it was full on every episode, that's for sure. Tons of fight scenes, tons of running, jumping, rolling, crashing into things.
And the trailer seemed really physical. Other than the physical stuff, what was something that was really hard for you to get your hands around?
Well, nothing really. I mean, it's just a TV show, really. Sailing across the ocean is kind of tricky. Ladies having home births, that's hard. But like making a TV show, I can't really be like, man, that was just so damn difficult. Yeah, it's fun. It's making a TV show. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.
A loaded question for you. It might be a better question for the others. But having a female that's the strong lead, playing almost second fiddle to the strong lead. Was there any different dynamics in that compared to other shows that you've done or past ones that you've done?
I keep seeming to end up in that situation. I did a show last year with Kelly Williams where it was very much the same thing. I mean, this one was kind of cool in the sense that, yes, Kelly's playing this character. She's a super strong female lead character, but at the same time, she's waking up and she has no idea where she is or what's been happening. So there's a kind of a handing over of leadership over the course of that first season where she has to look to me for a long period of time, and then her natural alpha kind of takes over once she gets her bearings and gets her feet on the ground. And then you kind of fill in that role of just sort of protector. But I love that. I think it's great. I love the fact that the show is a female lead, that they did do that, flip that card on it.
It appears that this show is going to kind of flip a lot of the stereotypes of this type of genre show.
Yeah,
over.
I hope so. I hope they keep going in that direction. Yeah.
Are there any spoilers or any little tidbits you can tease us with?
I don't know. What can I keep getting yelled at about saying anything about anything. I know.
It's the job.
I know.
I gotta ask it. You can say no comment.
No, I mean, I think the thing they have talked about is the fact that she's able to turn vampires human again, and that is another fun part of it, because I mean, you get to get into these characters and stories that have to do with people being people again, but they've been vampires for periods of time and done inexplicably horrible things, and now they've got to live with that, and what does that do to them? It's sort of like the ultimate PTSD. So that's one of her tricks she's got up her sleeve, but I think we all sort of know that one. Sorry, not very sexy.
Well, I'm going back to Neil now because I love his other work, and this is so different.
Yeah.
Yet, when it comes down to it, regardless of what the content is, it comes down to complicated characters playing with expectations and pretty aggressive confrontations, whether it's verbal or having to get physical at times. Well, how does he bring that to this show, and what's the dynamic with him executive producing the show?
Well, first of all, he was kind of omnipresent all the time. He'd never disappeared to some writer's room or some office somewhere. He was on set all the time. The writer's room seemed like it was kind of on set all the time. Just on the other side of that wall, they were all still sitting there powwowing with their computers. So he was always there, and his stamps everywhere on it. He was really respectful about, staying away, saying, no, this is this writer's script, no, this is this person directing. I'm not, trying to step on any toes or take over anyone's job or disempower anybody, but at the same time, his flavor is always peppered throughout everything all the time, because he was always there. I just love that he's got that kind of dark twist on things, but at the same time, he's got such a wicked sense of humor. So I think a lot of the places where you see the humor getting, finding its way in there, that's him. Yeah.
Well, it's awesome. So, can you give me maybe a more specific example of that in terms of when you're talking about like, a little flavor here, a little bit of humor there, something that's really like this?
There's a scene that didn't make. All right, so there's a shower scene. Kelly and I have this little shower scene. It's absolutely non-sexual. You know, it's part of her introduction into this world because we're having to conserve resources. We don't have a lot of water. People, if you're going to use the water, you got to shower together. And it's a really great scene. It's one of my favorite scenes in the whole season. Neil loves the scene too, but Neil's like, how am I going to outdo myself? How am I going to top that? What am I going to do? And then he comes up to us. There's another point way later in the season. We're trapped in this new environment. It's totally toxic. It's killing us. We have to get out of there. And he's like, I know what we got to do. We got to do the group shower scene. We're going to pull back on Doc saying, yeah, we're all going to die if we stay here. We're going to pull back to reveal all of you in the shower. Thank God he didn't manage to get that in the show, but that's the kind of thing he would occasionally come up with. You'd be like, really? Okay. Group shower scene?
Thank you for watching Horror News Network.